on, you guys? AC Entertainment here, back with another video, and this is gonna be my WrestleMania 42 predictions video. This is being recorded on Tuesday after they have announced all the matches. So, Io Sky versus Asuka was not announced, but there's still only 6 matches on night 2, so I don't know if that maybe they're gonna do that. We'll talk a little bit about that one a little bit later, possibly for night 2. So definitely a lot of people being left off, and I'm gonna talk about that probably in a different video that I haven't made yet, but I'll probably do some superstars that shouldn't have been left off of WrestleMania 42. So be on the lookout for that video, because I will be making something like that, because, you know, obviously there's people that are getting left off that people want on. But either way, this is going to be my predictions video, and I'm going to do 2 different kinds of talking about it. So basically, I'll give you who I think is going to win, which will be my actual prediction, and then who I want to win. Because I feel like in wrestling, sometimes you're rooting for people, but you don't necessarily think they're going to win. So I'm going to do those 2 different types. And either way, hop into the first match of night 1. We've got Logan Paul, Austin Theory, The Vision. They're going to be teaming up with IShowSpeed, and they're going to be going against the Usos and LA Knight. This was just official on Monday Night Raw. So I do think the Usos and LA Knight are going to get the win here, and that's, I guess, who I'm going for, to be honest. This match I really don't care about. I hate to sound like that. Hopefully it is a fun match and it goes really good. And I do think the Usos and LA Knight get the win. And I'm assuming that Speed is going to be the one taking the pin, probably, if I had to assume. But that is my prediction for that. Going into the second match of the night, we've got Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. I do really want to see this match. I'm very excited for it. It's obviously going to be an unsanctioned match. I think Drew McIntyre, whenever he's put in some kind of feud with someone, I think he's been doing really good with it, especially at the last few Manias. I mean, coming back into watching wrestling and stuff, I've been mainly watching sometime after WrestleMania 38, so I didn't see that one live, but 39 I seen. He was in that triple threat match. It was really good. At 40, he won the title, obviously, and held it for 5 minutes, and then that started the huge feud with him and Punk. Going into WrestleMania 41, he won against Damian Priest, and I mean, he just had great feuds. Like, the match with him and Damian last year at Mania, I thought was phenomenal, and I think it's going to be no different here. I think Drew's going to put on a hell of a match against Jacob Fatu, but obviously I don't really listen too much outside of wrestling what's going on, but I have heard that he is supposed to be filming soon for some kind of movie. I think it might have been like Highlander or something like that. Don't remember exactly what it was. Like I said, I don't really get too far into that kind of stuff, but if that's the case, I do believe Jacob Fatu is going to win. And I do think I do want Fatu to win here, especially if Drew's going to be leaving for a little bit. If that wasn't the case, if Drew was going to be still being around a lot, I would definitely be going for Drew, and I would definitely be, you know, thinking he would probably win, but considering he might be gone and everything else, I am going to go for Jacob Fatu, and I do believe Jacob Fatu will get the victory at WrestleMania. Going into the third match of the night, we've got the women's tag team titles on the line, and this is going to be the first one where I don't think who I want to win is going to, unfortunately, and we'll talk about that really quick. I do want Lyra Valkyria and Bayley to win. I do think there's actually a shot that they do win it, considering, like, last year, you know, they were supposed to team up, but then Bayley obviously supposedly got hurt, and it was just a shot for Becky Lynch, and now this is Bayley's chance, and Bayley and Lyra are actually getting a team now. So there is a chance, I do think, that they could win the women's tag team titles, and I hope they do. But unfortunately, I think who's actually going to win this match is the Bella Twins, and I mean, I'll give them their flowers because they have been around a pretty good bit. It's not like they've been going away a lot. They've actually been sticking it out since they've been back, so I do appreciate that from them. They're not just acting like part-timers, which I really appreciate. So I do think the Bella Twins are going to get the victory here, but my heart is going with Lyra and Bayley. That's who I want to win. Fourth match of the night, we got Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, and I'm not gonna lie, this match I'm actually getting more and more hyped for because I think the last two promos now that these two have had with each other, I think they've been better than what I have seen before. That being said, I do think I'm gonna go with, I mean, this one's actually kind of hard. I think I'm gonna go with Becky Lynch. I think that is who I want. I do want Becky to win. Let me rephrase that. I want Becky Lynch to win it back, especially if AJ Lee's not going to be there consistently. I'm not huge on part-timing stuff, and it's nothing against her. I get it. People have stuff going on and stuff. I'm glad she came back and excited to see what she'll do against other women because I don't think that she's done quite yet. And I do think that AJ Lee is going to win. My prediction is AJ Lee will win, but I do want Becky Lynch to win. So that being said, prediction, AJ Lee will win, but once again, I want Becky to win. I just think that if AJ Lee is going to go against someone else after Becky Lynch, I do believe it's going to involve that IC Championship. Fifth match of the night, one that I am getting more and more excited for. Not a lot of, build up, which is totally fine. I don't know why it says special guest referee because there's none of that. But either way, Gunther, Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, this could just be this is going to be a great match. Obviously, I think it was supposed to be Seth versus Braun Breaker. And I do think Breaker is actually cleared. So if that is the case, I do think he will be making his presence known at some point and costing Seth Rollins the match. I do think Gunther wins. And to be honest, that's kind of who I want to win. I mean, I don't think it would make any sense for Gunther to lose here whatsoever, especially after Gunther just had a encounter with Paul Heyman. And I think we're going to get Gunther and Brock because of that at SummerSlam. So we'll talk a little bit more about Brock and stuff later on, obviously. But, yeah, Gunther will get the win here, I think. That's what I want, and that's what I think will happen. And I think we will also see Braun Breaker, return and probably hit Seth with a spear or something. And then getting into the main event of night one, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. What the hell is going on with this? This build-up started out okay. It wasn't terrible. It was pretty decent. And then for some reason, Pat McAfee came back, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to anybody. I don't get it. I don't like it. The only thing that they're making good of this now is CM Punk and Cody Rhodes just had a hell of a promo, basically talking crap to TKO is how I took it, and they were both great promos. And the thing is, the Cody one didn't get noticed as much, I don't think, simply because, just everyone was so pissed off of Pat McAfee being part of that. I don't think they realized how good of a promo Cody actually did, cut, because I had to go back and kind of see it and stuff. And he did cut a pretty damn good promo there on SmackDown, but it was just overshadowed by how pissed off I think everyone was by the Pat McAfee thing. And then CM Punk on Monday Night Raw just absolutely cut a hell of a promo too. So either way though, I do think that we are getting a new champion here. I do think Randy Orton wins it. And I kind of... At this point, I kind of want to see Randy win it. I know that sounds weird, considering I was just kind of complaining about the Pat McAfee thing. I wanted Randy to win before Pat McAfee even came back, so I don't want to all of a sudden switch up my decision on that. I do want Randy to win. I hope they really would just leave Pat McAfee off. But I've seen people posting stuff like, oh, maybe they're going to do like Orton and Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll at like, what was it, Backlash. And I could actually see that happening, and it's not something I'm excited for. Like, I just really hope that this Pat McAfee thing goes away pretty quickly, but unfortunately I don't know if it will. But we're gonna go and we're gonna talk about night 2 now of WrestleMania. And alrighty, here we are. It is time to talk about night 2 of WrestleMania, starting off with a 6-man ladder match. We only had 5 men, but Monday Night Raw, in the latest episode, Rey Mysterio comes out and says that he is going to be in this ladder match. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Would never complain about Rey Mysterio being in a ladder match. And the thing I think is even better about this is everyone thought we were going to get Gunther versus Rey, and, you know, Gunther was going to retire him. And, you know, with Rey being in WrestleMania and not being against Gunther, obviously, that just goes to show me that I think it's almost guaranteed now that Dominic Mysterio will be the one retiring Rey. But either way, that's a little off topic. Getting back on topic, talking about this ladder match, I do think Penta retains, so my prediction for this will be Penta retains the ladder match. I'm going for Javon Evans, though. I mean, they have an opportunity to do something crazy. Obviously, the big 3 that just came from NXT in the men's division with Javon, Oba Femi, and Trick Williams. This could really be a big deal. You could put the IC championship on Javon. You could put the United States championship on Trick, and then you could have Oba Femi overcome Brock Lesnar and beat him. I mean, that would just be huge for the future of this business, I think. I don't know if all 3 of them win. And if there's one that scares me the most about the winning, it's actually Javon, probably. Oba Femi, that one's up in the air as well. We'll talk about that one in a few moments. But like I said, Javon Evans is going to be my pick for this. That's who I want to win. But I do believe that Penta retains. But, I mean, there's some, like, JD McDonough and Dragon Lee are kind of sleepers, I think, to be honest. I mean, JD McDonough, you could tell a pretty cool story, I feel like, if he wins it. And bringing the title back into the Judgment Day, obviously, and, you know, maybe Dominic Mysterio kind of gets jealous of it and stuff like that, and, you know, there's a lot of storytelling you can do with that, so I think that's a little bit of a sleeper. Plus Dragon Lee, I mean, he's put on banger matches, and he's always putting on a banger match anytime he's in the ring, so him winning, I think, could also happen. As for Rusev and Rey Mysterio, I really don't see neither one of them winning it. Rey just simply doesn't need it or anything, and I think Rusev is just kind of there to be like the powerhouse, to be honest. Because, I mean, if you look at all of these men, like 5 of the 6 are like kind of high flyers. Like even JD McDonough I would kind of consider a high flyer, but he can go in the ring, and then you got Rusev there to just be the muscle, I feel like. But talk about the second match. Just kind of talked a little bit about Oba Femi. We've got Oba, we've got Brock Lesnar. I am going to say Oba Femi is my prediction. I do think they will put Oba Femi over, and I do want Oba Femi to win. A lot of people are nervous about this match, and I am one of them, because I could see a world where Brock Lesnar wins here, and that's very unfortunate in my opinion. The only way that I could honestly be okay with Oba Femi losing here is simply if they go the route of Oba Femi is the one to retire Brock Lesnar, not Gunther. But I don't see that happening. So I think Oba needs to win here against Brock. Brock doesn't need to beat Oba Femi. I mean, I know a lot of people have seen like the reports and stuff about supposedly Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar were saying that he shouldn't lose until his retirement match or something like that, which I don't know how true that stuff is. I hope that Oba Femi gets a win here against Brock. I mean, and like I said, if they want to, for some reason, decide to go Obafemi, retiring Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, whatever. I'm fine with Brock winning, I guess, but I don't see that happening, unfortunately. So I think Obafemi needs to win here at Mania. Third match of the night, once again, talking about some of the big three. After talking about Javon, Obafemi, and now we're talking about Trick Williams going against Sami Zayn for the United States title. Very unfortunate that Melo's not in this match, or, you know, I would have been fine if it was Trick versus Melo, or Trick, Melo, and Zayn. Very unfortunate that Melo is not in this match. He should have been in this match some way. But either way, we're talking about the match now. Trick Williams, that's my prediction. I do think Trick Williams does win the United States Championship, and I do want Trick Williams to win here. I mean, I don't see a reason why they would have Sami Zayn keep the title. The only thing I could think of is if Sami Zayn keeps the US title, they have to turn him heel, I feel like, and I don't know why they would do that. I mean, I know that he's been kind of acting heelish and stuff, and lately beating Melo, I mean, he's beat him basically kind of acting like a heel, I feel like. In the last, you know, match they had, Melo was hurt and stuff in the corner. The referee's telling him to stay back, and he still goes and hits him with the haluva kick. So, kind of showing some heel tactics, but at the same time, I think you got to put the title on Trick, and maybe that just causes Sami Zayn to totally crash out and become a heel. I would be cool seeing that, honestly. So maybe they go that route. Talking about the fourth match, we've got Demon Finn Balor going against Dominic Mysterio. That is right. Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw basically said that there was a side of Dom that he has never seen. And then they made it official that the Demon Finn Balor will be returning at WrestleMania. And that goes to show me that Demon Finn Balor will be winning. And I do think the Demon Finn Balor should win at Mania. Even if it was just regular Finn Balor, to be honest, I kind of think he should have won either way. I don't know if they needed to bring back the Demon for Dirty Dom. But I'm not going to complain about it because I've always liked the Demon Finn Balor character, so I'm cool with it. I'm excited to see it, and I'm hoping that Finn does win, because if he loses here, it's just wraps for my guy. I mean, you just got to do something different. I don't know. Fifth match of the night, Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill. This one is kind of tough for me, actually. I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan. That being said, I think Jade Cargill should get the win here, and I do think Jade Cargill will retain her championship. Like I said, huge Rhea fan, but I think Jade needs this victory over Rhea, and I do think she will retain her championship, and the one to take the title from Jade Cargill is still not around. I don't know if Bianca plans on returning soon or not. If she does, that's who should be taking the title from Jade. If Bianca doesn't return anytime soon, and they know that, maybe Ripley wins here, but I think I got Jade Cargill in this one, to be honest. And then the main event of WrestleMania Night 2. We've got the OTC Roman Reigns going against the best in the world, CM Punk. And I think that Roman Reigns will walk out as the new World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know what's going to happen in this match anymore. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of weird involvement. I don't think there will be. Maybe someone comes out. I don't know. Roman Reigns, I think, wins the championship, and like I said before, I'm not huge on, you know, the whole part-time stuff, but maybe Roman Reigns needs a little bit of a world title reign with this championship. I think it would be cool to see him with the title for a bit. Hopefully, it's not a long title reign, because like I said, I'm not huge on part-time and stuff. I'm just not, especially if it's your world champion. That's why I never got behind the whole bloodline thing when he would hold the title for as long as he did and he was just never there. To me, that was kind of lame, boring. Like, I get the character's cool and stuff, but that's when he's there, and it just felt like he never was. So I think Roman Reigns gets the victory. That's my prediction. That is who I want to win. I just don't want him to have a long title reign, obviously. But that is going to do it for this video. Do hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please remember to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your predictions for WrestleMania 42? And we will see you in the next one. And AC Entertainment is out. Peace.